this video begins, I just want to give you guys like a warning. I had a weird audio filter on for this stream, so like my mic is a little choppy. So I'd like to apologize for that. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. So with that out of the way, watch the video. What's good, everybody? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up? I was writing. I don't know what I'm doing. Help me out. Oh, geez, I'm talking too much. Help me out, Miss.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, shut
Okay.
up. I'm taking over.
Yeah, what's up? How y'all doing?
I hope
That was a
everybody's.
hint on what we're doing.
Oh, jeez. I hope everybody's having a great night tonight. Listen, welcome back to Keepin It Animated. Today we're going to be talking about, if you haven't got it already or read the title, we're talking about Rick and Morty tonight.
Grandpa, you're such a dick.
I'm sorry, Summer. Your opinion means very little to me.
Seasons 1 and 2 specifically. That's all we're talking
Yeah,
about
we
tonight.
have to be specific. What we decide to do, I don't know why he wanted to do this, but I like it for other series. We're going to talk about certain seasons in specific so we can get out more stuff. Allows us to focus in on good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah, we could do like a deeper
You can't tell
dive
we're
to
pretty
see
ugly.
when the show exactly went to hell is what I like to say.
And he wanted to specifically do that for Rick and Morty, and that's what we're doing.
Specifically, Rick and Morty, because we all know, Rick and Morty kind of took a dive after a certain point. So we want to just go back and see what point that was, which exact season did it crap itself. So we're going to kick today's episode off with Drew's just casually threw your name out there.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I draw in the past tense. Everybody knows. That's how I introduce myself. But I'm Alley Clown. Let's get it right this time.
We're going to start off with Alley Clown. Hans.
Okay, so, and this is why, because this man watched it and then just hated his life so much he didn't want to write anything down.
Pretty much.
I did
You
the
didn't have
same
to throw
thing,
me under the
but I
bus like that.
Hey, but here's the difference. I wrote my anger down, so let's get at it. Okay. First thing I put, I can do this, dramatic. Okay, that's my first con, dramatic. And this is what I mean. This man, Rick, just randomly creates a potions because he's mad at Morty. And was it potion number 9 is what it's called or
Rick
something?
Potion number 9? Yes.
Yeah. He messes
That's in
up so
season
badly.
2.
What? That's season 1, dude.
Are you
That's
sure?
season 1,
I'm pretty sure it's
episode
season
7.
2. No, it's
Nope,
like
season
episode
1,
9.
episode 7.
Hang on.
Season 1, episode.
Hang on.
Dude.
Did you write
It's season 1, most
Did
definitely.
you write the episodes for what your cons?
No.
I was gonna say,
No.
like,
Dude,
all right, keep talking while I search this.
Okay, while he's looking this up, he just randomly creates a potion that has no real science behind it, just says it does, and then it fails miserably. Like, if he's supposed to be the smartest man on earth, and I know he messes up sometimes, but how
Okay,
is he
I was
not
wrong.
able to create that? What episode?
Season 1, episode 6.
I was close. I said 7. But anyway, this man just messes up, and they could have showed like Jerry accidentally messing with it or something that would make it more sense on why it messed up so bad. No, he just Cronenberg's the world. Why does he mess up so bad? And then anytime he's wrong at doing something, he just goes crazy about it. And it's like, yes, we're doing season 1 and 2, and I know later on he slowly does it, and that's some character development. But why does he do it so much?
No, my thing, like, and I agree with that too. I agree with that. Like, I feel like that episode. I think you said it before when we had a quick discussion on it. I think that episode was literally just to bring into the changing of the worlds tactic, like the like their timelines, like that universe. Like, it's like that they can do this if something really goes wrong. I think it was just to introduce that because it did feel like Rick wasn't Rick that episode.
And to me, it's not a good episode. Like the concept of the episode, brilliant in my opinion, but the whole episode, the way it was executed, terrible.
Because I feel like he would know it was flu season. Yeah, I feel like he
How's
would
the
know
flu?
that.
Yeah, like how's the flu the only thing that could cause it? And the person that he gave it to sneezes in the punch bowl. Like
Nah, it just
you couldn't have Morty accidentally spray it, break the bottle, and then the aroma goes through the air, and then everybody gets it. Like that to me makes more sense. I know they had to add the flu season like spreads.
yeah, that would have made way more sense than what happened. It's just that episode really felt lazy. It felt like they wanted to introduce the if things go wrong, they have this option to do this. At
Oh, I
least
will
like
say, not to interrupt, but Rick in Potion number 9 is also one of my
what's good, Stick? How you doing? I think that's your name.
hey
Is it
hey,
Stick or Stack?
welcome up.
Stack
He
Animators?
can't
Is
read.
that your name?
Don't worry about it.
No, it's got like a weird X in between the name. It's like ST
He
weird
ain't weird.
X.
He ain't weird. He chill. He chill. Mess
Says
up with
want
it.
likes.
But
What are you gonna do? You gonna bot? You gonna just sit here and like yourself? But that's a weird question
the
to ask on TikTok Live, buddy. When all you gotta do is tap the screen. Okay, we're all right. You were saying my apology.
what I was saying was that I also have Rick Potion number 9 down as a con, like Rick being in it because he's just not himself, as we said. But
Hmm.
there's other moments before that episode where he's completely wrong about something and then it just goes wrong. Like I don't think this episode was before. I think actually it might have been before episode 2, where he takes Morty out of school. It might have been episode 1, and he has to stick the big ass seeds up his butt.
I think that was either episode 1 or 2.
I think it was 1 because Summer was introduced, and that's I'll get into that later.
Hmm.
But and you're telling me somehow he's like, I'll get checked if I get it, but Morty's the one that gets checked for seeds in his butt.
Yeah, nah. There's a and the fact that they did it randomly, it was a little weird. No.
Like, doesn't make sense.
What was his
Not at
reason for
all.
not being able to use the portal gun again?
He was low on juice
Ah, okay, yeah.
because he had to go and get
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
the leg serum.
The portal gun is so inconsistent with that, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I think that's probably gonna be one of my cons right there, because like the portal gun is just for plot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's plot reasons. Like 1 second it's the best invention ever, the next second it's so useless in a way.
Yeah, and then there's Beth and Jerry's relationship as my number 2,
Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
especially in these early seasons. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but then you get a glimpse later on about Jerry and Beth's relationship, and they always show that they end up together. Like, there's an episode in season 2 where, it might have been season 1, late season 1, where they do the like skit thing where they're watching intergalactic TV,
Mm-hmm.
and Rick gives them the glasses that show alternate realities. And then they're just so happy to watch Jerry being in a police chase, high on like heroin or something.
I think
And
yeah, because
then
he was doing like drugs with Johnny Depp.
that's it. He was doing cocaine with Johnny Depp, but that was a different point. No, this he was driving a moped and drove to her house, which how he knew where he lived, we don't know. And Beth is kind of just drinking wine, all sad and stuff. And then she answers the door, and it just so happens to be Jerry saying that he loved her and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. How are you going to make it seem like they're supposed to be together and then always make their relationship terrible?
Uh it's like the toxicity is what keeps them together. That's
Makes
what it
no
is.
sense.
It's like I mean, toxic couples are a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, that the
Yeah, but
people who are absolutely bad
is
for each other always come back to each other, and it's so.
but Jerry is a pick me male. You're telling me he doesn't have a job. She's a horse surgeon. Doesn't make sense to me, but cool. Uh, and then he has a degree in advertising marketing, but he sucks at it.
Absolutely
And
sucks at it.
But that's what makes no sense. Hungry for apples? Like,
But it was tested. How does a man
yeah.
like that? How does a man like that go home and have sex with his wife?
Goes home, tries to have sex with his wife. No.
Jerry's one of my cons as well. He just it's so pathetic. Like,
He's just an irritating character.
and then it's like simple rules. They give him the simplest of rules and he still manages to break them. And like, I know this isn't, I don't think this was in season 1 or 2, but like the app.
No. That was like season 4.
Yeah, I like just watched that today. But like just stuff like that, and he constantly does stuff like that. They're like, Jerry, don't do that. And he's like, I wasn't gonna do it, but then he does it. And it pisses me off every time. Like, dude, just stop being pathetic for 2 seconds, bro.
And then, like, the episode where they go to marriage counseling and he's fighting people with a crowbar, and it's like, there you go, Jerry. There you go. And he's like, and then he does like a heroic movie, like, I'm Jerry Smith. And then Beth is like, he seems like a pussy.
See, that's you said when he's fighting people with crowbars, that's Rick Potion number 9 still.
No. Then he has a metal bar. He's fighting off the little impotent Jerrys that.
Oh, when they go to the wait, no, I'm confused.
Yeah, when they go to the they go to, okay, so in the episode, Rick drops them off at the marriage counseling. It's supposed to be like the greatest ever. And they scan their minds to see what they want. Like, they scan Jerry's mind and it sees what Beth is, and she's like an alien from the movie Alien.
I probably
And
fell
then
asleep before
Jerry's
that episode played.
this man slept through the episode.
I did. I told you
That was not a bad
this was
episode.
a
I actually
pain.
enjoyed it.
That was a good episode, but I'm saying like watching Rick and Morty was kind of a pain to watch, and I just kind of fell asleep, woke up, and then I was like, oh, I gotta go back, and then I was like, I don't want to watch that though. This episode, I'm sorry guys, I'm just not all here for it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
but what I do wish we could have got, and this is going back. I'm not gonna reference this episode probably anymore after this, but going back to Rick Potion number 9. When that Jerry that we started to get, that's the Jerry I wish we could have continued to have.
Yes. Oh, and then when they go, I don't know if they go back in season 1 and 2, but I know they go back in like late season 3, maybe mid season 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry is like, "You smell of Rick." I know we're talking about non-season 1 and 2, but then they show a glimpse of it, and it's like,
this is the Jerry we could have had. Like,
exactly.
that's the Jerry I wanted. I wanted that Jerry, but it's like, no, we couldn't get him because they had to abandon the planet because Rick messed up. So it's like,
Cronenberg did.
yeah, Rick Cronenberg did, and so it's like, dude, it was just frustrating. It was frustrating. Jerry's frustrating, and
let's keep talking about his parents real fast. Ready?
yeah.
My number 4 is parenting Gazorpazorps. Ready? There's different ways to parent different kids. There's no perfect way. If you're a parent, there's no perfect way to be a parent. You just got to do your best with your child the best way that you see fit. Now, sometimes that fails, sometimes it's successful. You never know. It's how life is. But the fact that I do like that they went into the different parenting styles, and then like they showed how they're like, Summer was neglected, so now she's going to be a stripper.
Mm-hmm.
Morty was given too much love. He's a weakling. He's a wussy. He's terrified of everything. So that's where I'm like, I don't know how to feel about it. I really just don't. But he was trying his best. He was lying to his kid, and the sex bot scene was funny though.
That was very funny.
Rick comes up there to help. He goes, now if we hear any squeaking, we go over there. And at first, I'm like, where was the squeaking? I didn't even hear squeaking. And then when I watched it back, watching that episode, you hear, and it was like
Yeah,
every half beat, and they were like, "That is inappropriate." And it just shows Rick hanging on like this
on the
with both
robot.
hands.
Yeah.
And then he touches his semen, and he's like, "I just got one of his loads on me."
But nah, like that episode was kind of interesting because you see Morty absolutely trying his best for, but at the same time, they definitely should have. Out of all the things that they've seen to play the it's a life card, it's kind of weird because if I was Morty, I'd be like, yeah, no, shoot that thing immediately, like.
Well, especially if you now, that's also the episode where Summer first goes on a adventure with Rick,
Yes.
and I kind of liked it because now, although Summer's doing this feminist movement stuff style thing, and then they go to a world where Rick's like, "Cover up. At least you could be ashamed of your boobs." And it's
Yeah,
like,
because he
and then they go to
was.
the women. Then they go to the women, and it's like, oh,
Yeah, no, because he was like, she got grabbed immediately through the portal, and it's like, dang it, dang it.
you see what your boobs get us into?
So yeah, like I said, there were some good parts of
There's
seasons
always
1 and
good
2,
parts to episodes. And
but
actually, that's what I wanted to put down as a. I'll keep going later about that.
mhm.
But yeah, the way Morty was raising the kid, he was doing his best job, as all parents should. He was involved. But don't directly lie to your children, okay? Don't tell them the air's poisonous and they have to stay inside, because that's not good.
Or my thing is, as soon as his first word was domination, I would have shot it.
See, and then he was born on U.S. soil, so
Hey, what they don't know won't hurt him. He wasn't born
hey, hold on, hold on.
legitimately.
Something about this. Let me tell you, he was going at it. He was up there for like 3 hours. Only came down to drink straight from the orange juice carton
And went
to go
back
back
up.
up for some more time. My man's got it on him. That's what I'm talking about.
And that's another Rick blunder in my opinion. From that episode is like, come on, dude, you didn't check to see what the sex robot was you were giving to Morty, to this 14-year-old.
And he knew it was one, so it was like, how do you know it was one, but didn't know where it was from? Like
Yeah,
that
you
seems like
would
something
think he would know that.
or at least have some knowledge of different robots like it. Oh, this man's tapping out on us.
Oh man. No, I'm not. We're good. We're chilling.
Okay, number 5. I got Morty caring too much. And it's just where
Caring
like
as in like,
caring, like feelings, like puts his feelings in the way too much.
yeah.
Like he's so obsessed with this Jessica lady that he just would do anything for her. He does the Gazorp thing. Dang, I'm blanking on some of these episodes, but like he just does something out of his feelings, and that's the whole episode. Oh, he saves the fart. Turns out that fart was trying to get rid of all carbon life, which is the reason that he was sent to be killed. Should have just let that man kill him. Get out of the way of that man's. He killed the killer that was Rick's best buyer and the reason he had money. And they went to basically a Dave and Buster's in space. And honestly, I want to play Roy. I would have made that
This man
game
said if I
great.
played Roy, I would die of old age every time.
I would not. I would die at the age of 21 from alcohol poisoning. Don't drink. Drink responsibly.
Oh man. But no, Morty definitely, like, I could understand where you're coming from with the caring too much, because the Purge episode kind of pissed me off too.
That was another one I couldn't think of off the top of my head. And it's like, and then the girls are just like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend." No, you don't.
No,
Don't
you
lie.
don't. Don't lie.
Don't disrespect my man's like that.
Your boyfriend got murdered last night.
By your granny. Uh, But then,
and you would think he would notice, like you think he would realize, like, oh, let me just sit back and let things play out because Rick has been doing this for one, a very long time, and two, do every time like my feelings get in the way of these things, I'm always wrong.
and then he doesn't listen to Rick on certain things. And there's, I think it's season 5, season 6, the snake episode.
Oh yeah.
That pisses me off. I love that episode because it's enjoyable to watch them travel through time and all that stuff to like try to fix things. But then
Mhm.
it's like, dude, astronauts die all the time. That's fine.
That's cool. You
Chill.
don't have to prove that life exists or anything like that. It's fine. Astronauts die. It's okay. Like, and it bit
Yeah.
you. It attacked you.
Yeah. So like, come on. If it was smart enough to get into space, why is it attacking you outside of space? Don't know.
Exactly.
And then my last one is, this is going to sound complicated. I will have to explain it. Writers writing for background one-time characters.
All right, let's hear it.
I hate it. I hate everything about it. What I mean is the characters that are like, um, the voice actor for Morty also voices every single one of these characters, where they're just like, oh, they're doing the show thing, and they're just like, oh, I have Anson Myers Johnson, and
Oh, you mean
uh,
like the gag characters?
yeah, I don't like the gag characters.
There's so many TVs, microwaves, radios. I'm not 100% sure what we have here in stock because I can't see anything. Our prices, I hope, aren't too low. Check out this.
Characters at all. It annoys me. I have to skip it half the time because it's just aggravating to like. There's no like. There's. I don't like it. It just annoys me. It's one of those things like somebody chewing with their mouth open. Like
Mhm.
it's just aggravating, and you want to ask them to stop. And some people do, but then others are like,
Yeah, because the little bites.
exactly. But that's what I'm saying is like those were like, now there's some that are good. Like when they're talking about the two guys that have to save aliens
Oh
or
yeah, and it's
fight
just freaking
aliens.
long. The long
Yeah.
movie title one.
That yeah, that one I enjoy because I think it was like legitimately like an intro style. Like,
Brothers in a van, and then a meteor hit, and they ran as fast as they could from giant cat monsters, and then a giant tornado came, and that's when things got knocked into 12.
this is an actual thing. Where like the guy there was one where the guy's selling fake doors,
Oh yeah.
and like
All right. See,
if they didn't show Rick and Morty kind of react to it, I think it would have been more annoying and more.
Yeah.
Please get that off my screen.
I'm not gonna lie, Mr. Steely. I love Mr. Steely.
Is that the one that sells fake doors?
No, that was the one that walked into the
Anson's like-
places and steals. He's just he's like, we're scared. We're gonna steal this. We're taking this. We're taking that. He grabs the guy and kidnaps the dude. Guy with the crazy long arms that walked through the office, just stealing like everything.
Oh yeah, okay. So see, some of them are good because then there's one in the second episode that they do that in where Jerry has to give up his male appendage and then decides not to, and then host him hostage to try to get it cut off. Like very confusing.
Mhm.
Where a lady Morty's just like, does she have something wrong with her, or is she as smart as
Oh,
you? And then they
how did I get
and it's
here?
like, yeah, how did I get here? And then
I don't know, but stay
Rick's
away
like,
from the coffee machine.
yeah, stuff like that's good and funny. It's simple, quick, and it actually has humor behind it, not just oh geez, I'm selling a bunch of stuff. I have ants in my eyes. I don't know what's going on. It's like, dog.
I can't feel anything. I have no nerve endings. I can't feel anything. They're
Yeah.
just stealing from
Stuff
him in
like
the
that.
background. He's on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm like, skip.
I'm not gonna lie. I had to be intoxicated to enjoy those, except for the stealing one and the how did I get here? Because that was genuinely funny.
Oh, I also like the one, I have to bring this up, when the two guys are at the same time, one's doing a cooking show, one's doing the news,
Oh
and then they
yeah.
start pulling at each other. And Woody's like, "Wait a minute, go back to the news," and they're not on there, but they're fighting.
They pan out.
Yeah, it's what was it? It was like Michael Thomas, and then
Like Michael or something. It was something stupid.
yeah, Michael Thomas, and they're like, they must have had Michael picked out, but they couldn't think of another name. They just put a P on it, but it said, "Oh, it's Michael."
Yeah. I see
Okay.
that one was funny. Like there's a good amount of them that's funny, and then the other ones are just like, what are we doing here?
Most definitely. You got any cons thought up other than Porter, Gun, and Jerry that we talked about?
No.
Okay,
Well, yeah,
you ready to
because
get?
it kind of
Ooh,
plays
hit me.
into what you just said about the background characters. It's just that they use the same gimmick for them. You know, they use the same Morty gimmick for them. The stuttering, the doing like the extra when it comes down to the words where they're like, well, I come on down. I got this stupid thing. We got the stupid thing here. Like this is if it wasn't the same thing every time, I wouldn't be upset because like it seems like that's the gist with most of the characters from Rick and Morty. They're just like,
See, what they should have done is I like the thought of it being like, hey, it's just let's just take this character's theme and put it on here. But if they did it with all the family, like, because all the family has different style personalities,
mm-hmm,
where it's like Beth wants to be appreciated by Rick, her father,
mm-hmm,
and is just a tough woman. Okay, cool. Put that onto somebody. You got the wimp Jerry that is just like, please, 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 throw that on somebody. Then you got the attention seeker Summer, throw that on somebody. Then you got the Morty, who we always get, and then you got Rick. You just gotta be so pull up and just be like, buy this, and then just leave.
yeah.
Like keep it simple. Do that, it's been way better.
I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna be moving into pros. No, actually, uh, one of my pros, Summer. Summer is definitely a pro of mine. Like, yeah, she started off a little annoying at first, but like the more that they let her do things, she
I'm gonna
just
introduce one of
becomes
my
one of
pros
my
after this.
favorite characters for real.
Okay, I'm gonna introduce one of my pros while he's talking because it revolves around Summer. I put the intro to Summer. And what I mean is like the intro to Summer, what we get is Rick freezing Morty's bully, basically saving his life because that bully pulled out a knife and was like, let's go. And then Summer's like, I'm gonna go talk to him. I'm gonna go talk to him. Hey. Then he just falls over and just evaporates. And
Shatters.
she's like, and then the whole time they're like doing a memorial for him. They're like doing all this stuff as Rick and Morty are doing their thing. And that's what I think is so funny. Which I do think was the episode where they gets the seed up the butt. So that's why I
Yes,
think it's episode one.
yes.
Banger start to an episode. All I'm saying
Nah, that
to a
was
series.
absolutely
I think
hilarious,
it's
and then I love how like they never mentioned that kid again.
yeah, they do it a lot. They seem to do the same thing Gravity Falls does because the writers of both of those are friends.
Mm.
Um, where they'll introduce a one-time character and then never mention them again, but they might show them in like the background doing something.
Yeah, no, they definitely like just never mentioned that kid again afterwards. I'm like, you would think murder of a child, even if he was a douchebag of sorts.
21-year-old and
Yeah, you would think they would pay attention to that.
what you think my family ain't got money? No, if you're freaking out about it, I do not.
Obviously, they don't.
Okay. You got number two, or do you want me to kind of go back and forth with
We'll
this?
go back and forth with it.
Okay. I put Scary Terry down.
Was he in season 1 and 2?
He was in season one.
I was another one of those I fell asleep things.
It was actually about the same time as one of the other episodes that you claimed to have fallen asleep during, so it would make sense.
I watched Rick and Morty with my eyes closed.
Basically, that's why I ain't got much to pros and cons. But Scary Terry is just funny because it's like, oh, bitch.
Yeah.
I love it. I think that was one of my favorite parts of season one because it's it. If it's not in season one, it's late season one, maybe mid season one, or early season two. Because I know he's introduced more than one time throughout the entire series. But Scary Terry was fun.
Uh, was that the episode where they helped him out with the pants at the end, or was that later on?
Yeah. No, that was that episode because what they were trying to do was get Morty to get a better grade in math. Okay, that's the whole reason they did this. They pulled an Inception. They go
Yeah.
into his teacher's ear, and he's a vivid dreamer, so he's fighting back, and they're just like, "We can't die, dude. If we die, we're done."
We're cooked.
And then they go into somebody's dream where Mrs. Butterworth or whatever she was.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Mrs. Butterworth. That's just what I'm putting on it.
Okay.
Uh,
I was just gonna agree because, like I said, I watched that episode with my eyes closed.
So she and then goes into her dream, and then it's a sex dungeon, and
Yeah,
then secretly has Summer in there.
Summer's in there, and there's like a bunch of other people, and they're all like freaky as.
Yeah, and
I
then
remember
they
the
go into
episode clearly.
So that was a fucking lie.
Centaurs. Yeah, that's crazy. But Scary Terry, delighted. Okay. I don't know what I meant by this. My number 2 says real life made.
Is it real life made?
And I wrote that early. Made as in making. Like MADE. I wrote that early because I wrote that before the intro to Summer, and I wrote that in like episode 3 or 4.
I don't know. I don't know. We need you to start being a little bit more detailed. This happens too much.
I know. I know. It's always one of them. It's always one of them I aren't very descriptive with. And it's because I write these like a week or two in advance and then just okay, I'll just get past that now. I'll think about it.
Okay. All right.
Puns. I put puns.
Okay.
Just the puns they make randomly. Love it. Think it's hilarious.
Okay. One of my
just-
pros.
Ooh, he's hit me. What's up?
I do actually enjoy how they start trying to like flesh out, give a background to Rick. Like to start unraveling why he is the way he is. Because it seems like they focus more heavily on Rick. You know, the wubba lubba dub dub, all of that.
All this stuff.
And it's like it starts off subtle, like the cries for help, I'll say. Start out subtle. Cause like you think like, oh, this is just like a little quirky catchphrase or something, and then Bird Person's like, that means help. Help me, I am in serious pain.
Yeah. And here's with that, there's something I would say. I want to know the whole story. Because even at season 7, you don't know Rick's whole story. They just make it more confusing.
Mhm.
Because basically, this is what you got to think. Rick has gone to different realities. But in this Rick, because I don't think it's the same Rick that they keep saying, or Morty is not the same Morty that Rick was originally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's like SJ37 or something. I don't think that's right what I just said, but we're gonna say it is.
D137.
There it is. Close enough. Same letter. So CJ30 is it 137?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
C137.
Okay, so we're gonna say 137, Rick 137, but I don't think that's Morty 137. He just identifies as that one.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the whole theory that they think it is. So Rick accidentally leaves Morty on an adventure, which is in the intro, where he gets attacked by the things,
Mm-hmm.
the frog people or whatever.
Little frog looking things, yeah.
Yeah, when Rick goes in the portal and Morty is not behind him.
Mm-hmm.
They think that Morty is the one that was controlling evil Rick that he ends up that's stabbing all the Mortys in the side.
Yeah,
to
the
hide
evil
brain
Morty
waves.
is he's called.
Yeah. They think that's his original Morty. and he's trying to get back at Rick. Okay,
Hmm.
because what it says is in the Earths that Rick keeps going back to, he's gone. He doesn't return.
Hmm.
So those Beths are thinking, "Oh, he's coming back in my life. I'm so excited." When that's not the truth. That this Rick never left. His wife and daughter never got blown up,
Hmm.
or his did, and he went to a universe where they didn't. And then because if his wife and daughter really got blown up, then Morty doesn't exist. So he
Exactly.
immediately once he got that portal gun figured out, he went into a world where he dies and Beth is fine, and he raises Beth the way he could best because he always talks about raising her
Hmm.
and how evil she was and what she did for him.
The
And
Fruity Land.
other Rick said to us, yeah, Fruity Land, dope idea, but we're not there. Um, and then it shows in that where they're scanning his mind, it shows him picking up a little Morty,
Hmm.
like a 2, 3-year-old Morty. So how is he doing that if he just came back?
Yeah, that is a little. Yeah, no, I never really thought about it that deep, but yeah.
See, so that's not his original Morty. That's not his original Rick. We know Rick has jumped universes multiple times. Morty has done it once, and he's shown Summer that he did it.
Hmm.
And then Jerry gets mixed up at Jerryland or whatever, and we think we were following the wrong Rick and Morty. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They write this as if we don't know what's truly happening, but I want to know everything about Rick. Like, just do a Rick documentary for season 8. That's it. Don't even have story behind it.
He said, just give me a little Rick spinoff. That's all I want.
Of just Rick's life,
A
what
little
that
short
specific Rick
5-episode
that we
Rick
saw.
spinoff.
Sure, make it one movie where it's just Rick's life up to the point of the episode 1.
I
That's
was
all.
gonna say because they do like they try. It's like they try to give you a piece of backstory, and then it was just for the plot of the episode, and that completely wasn't the right backstory. Like when he was in the simulation.
Yeah, it just is
I mean,
crazy. Okay, what's up?
I don't know. I lost it.
Okay, I'm gonna go on to number 5. Mr. Meeksies, love him, right? Make me popular at school and make me into a more complete woman. And they knocked that out the park, but they couldn't get 2 strokes off of Jerry's golf game
Because he's
until they
pathetic.
had to threat. Yeah, he is pathetic. That made me more mad at Jerry. And made me like, dog. Well, do I choke up or do I relax my shoulders? Those are 2 totally different things, homie. Homie. Those are 2 totally different things. You can relax your shoulders and choke up at the same time.
I'm a little bit
Come
of
on.
a stickler, Meek Seeks. What about your short game?
And then the woman's just like, what
What
about
about your
you?
short
Yeah.
game? All
That was
right,
good.
we're getting
That
out
was
of
good.
here. No, you're not. The police are on the way.
Uh, yeah, but then I just love Mr. Meeksies. I don't think they bring him up again ever. They might do it once in the whole series, but I wish they
uh,
were more of a player in the game.
I was gonna say he comes up a little bit more in the later seasons. It's just like one-off things, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would like another episode where it's just Mr. Meeksies being Mr. Meeksies.
Mr.
Because I know
Mixie's
he has a red box. I know he has a
the
red box,
Kirkland
but I don't
box.
remember what those do. Yeah,
And it was just like the off-brand Meeksies, just the ruder ones.
yeah. Uh, number 6, I have Morty and Summer's dynamic because they really fight like siblings, and it's beautiful to see because it's like it's kind of peaceful at the same time
Mm-hmm.
because you like Summer. Morty's cool, but then like when Morty really shows out and shows that he's not a wimp or he shows that he's smarter than what they give him credit for, usually it involves Summer as well.
Right.
Oh, also, I know what episode this is. The last episode of season 1, Morty cares too much. They're just trying to throw a party. Like, come on. I'm sorry, that hit me when I was saying that Morty cares too much. That was the reason I wrote that down.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the party he was we're gonna keep
Oh
it
yeah,
PG
when
as
he
it
was
is.
being a fucking stickler the whole party, as if Rick hasn't shown that he has so many different sci-fi things that could
He could have pulled
absolutely
out a cat in a hat box. I'm being dead serious. Rick could have pulled
exactly.
a cat in a hat box and cleaned that thing up. So yeah, that's that answer. You got any more pros?
Nah, this,
Okay, since we didn't do a full series of Rick and Morty, we're not going to do a draft till we finish season or whatever season's out when we go to do it. So we're going to jump in straight into our ratings for season 1 and 2.
yeah, let's do it.
You want to go first? Or you want me to attack it?
And you should probably go first. They're gonna hate me.
The probably won't like me either. So entertainment, I said a 16 because season 1 was a drag. Like it's entertaining to watch because there's a lot of A and B stories. There's never an A and B story that's good. It's always one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave it a 16. Still liked it. Season 2 is the reason I brought that up. It was like a 13 for season 1, but then season 2 reminded me why I liked Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
So 16. Next, I have a 16 for character likability. Jerry brings that down a lot.
Oh yeah.
And then the background characters, the one-offs that just are all Morty, but it just annoyed me enough to bring it down. Like if it was just Jerry, I might have given it an 18, maybe a 19.
Mm-hmm.
If it was just the background characters that were annoying, I probably would have gave it a 17, but 16 is where I'm feeling. Next, I have character development. I gave it an 18. There is a lot of development with like Morty getting more smart in the series, where he's able to adapt better.
Mm-hmm.
Rick starts showing more humble sides of him throughout just the first 2 seasons. Jerry's still pathetic. Beth is still trying to figure out her life. Summer's just cool. I like Summer does go attention seeking, but I understand it. She's a 17-year-old girl that's not very popular.
Yeah.
Cool. Understand. Uh, yeah, Mr. Poopy Butthole. Love him. He got shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite episode of Rick and Morty ever. Is that episode where Beth shoots him?
It was such a good episode.
That's my favorite one. I probably watched that one more than any of the other ones. Okay. Next, I have for storyline, I gave it 17 because they do show a story. They do show development. Now, it's not a complete story yet because we don't know how it's going to end. But as of right now in season 1 and 2, I think it's good enough to get a 17, but I don't think it's good enough to go past that because you're at the beginning still.
Mm-hmm.
You're still in the intro of everything.
Fuck.
And then last, I have story development or how the episodes go. I did give it an 18 because the way that you progress through episodes, especially in season 2, is just really well written in that sense that like it feels good when you're watching it. Like you're understanding what you're watching.
Have I been recording?
Good gosh.
It just struck me because I was like, was I recording this whole time? And no, I agree though.
Okay. Now, what you feeling?
All right. So for entertainment, I'm gonna give it a 13.
Ooh, he's attacking.
And it's not really attacking. It's just that, like I said, it couldn't really keep my attention after rewatching. And then on top of that, I watched with my eyes closed. It was kind of that boring. So it's not really fair for me to give it anything too high when I literally fell asleep on like a good amount of the episodes.
Yeah, but you kind of were influenced by something, but we'll continue.
Not gonna actually, I was sober. Thank you. And then so yeah, for characters, the likability, I'm gonna give it a 15. and it's mainly the same reason you gave. Jerry drug it down a lot at this. I just think he has way too much screen time to be that insufferable all the time.
Agreed.
Development for the characters, that's a good one too, because like I'm gonna give it a 16. I do like how they start fleshing out all the characters and trying to like mold them into something new, except for Jerry. Um,
And they have so many opportunities. You can even outside of season 1 and 2, they have so many opportunities to make him more good.
yeah, like a lot, but they just choose not to. They just choose to keep reverting him back to this
And
pathetic.
like he's a punching bag character, but I think he can be a punching bag character without being this pathetic.
Yeah, I agree.
But I digress because Cyril from Archer is the same guy that plays Jerry, I think.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is, but Daryl also has his moments too, where he's like,
Well, they also gave him a monster dong, so
true, very true.
so he has some redeemable qualities at least.
All right, for the storyline, I'm gonna say 16. I'm gonna say 16. I like where it starts going, and then the development. This is I'm just gonna put it together in here. Development is a 17, and I do like where the story is heading, or where it started heading. You know, the evil Morty plot.
Which they don't harp on too much. They just kind of show it here and there, but it seems like it's going to be the big final finale, but then they don't really play it that much.
They don't up until like the later seasons, of course, but it's like I like when shows do that. I like when they don't it I'm trying to explain it. Like they don't highlight it way
They don't
too
just
much
throw
because
it all
then
out
it
at once.
because then it becomes like too obvious on what's going on. But like the
Yeah,
subtleness
I feel
of
like
it,
it got dragged on too long.
hmm?
I feel like it got dragged out too long, personally.
It definitely
Going
did.
off topic.
But like this is we're still to season 1 and 2 and like the introductory of it and how they did that and the reveal, I actually enjoyed.
See, the way they introduced it, I think there could have been one more episode kind of with that more like Morty in between. Like they just go ahead and show him going in with other Mortys. I feel like they could have added something a little more there. Because I do feel like this could have been a 5 season thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have just if they just chunked it right and then it would have been perfect, but it's just the way it is.
What's up, Soup? How you
That's
doing?
just me. Hi. Okay, so we got our grades here. So season 1 and season 2 are ranked completely opposite of what I think they are on Rotten Tomatoes. Remember, we always do Rotten Tomato scores.
Of course.
I gave it an 85 or a solid B. This man gave it a 77 for season 1 and 2 of Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
I do think his ratings were unfair because he's looking at his own personal thoughts, not analyzing like I do. But
Yeah. Nah, definitely.
me and him can fight over that another day.
I was gonna say we'll talk about it a different time because
So season 1. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you what Rick and Morty's whole thing is because we can do that later. Season 1 got a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's because when they did, yeah, it got a 97 from both the fans and the critics.
mm-hmm.
Season 2, however, ooh, this makes sense. Got a 91 from the
critics.
not the audience, the critics, and then the audience gave that a 97 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're way off on what everybody thinks on this one, but I think we were watching it with a little more intent to look instead of just enjoying the ride.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. We were watching it as like we're looking for things to.
We were watching it as critics instead of
pretty much.
fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, That does it for us. This man's ready to go to bed.
But the thing is, I'm not. That's the crazy part. I just don't want to talk about this.
That's why I gave it such a bad rating. Stay tuned with us. We're going to talk a little bit about what's coming next. Because we haven't done that in a hot minute.
We haven't
So we're
given
gonna
y'all
go-
any update.
Let me get to my list here. Okay. Next up, it's becoming the Halloween season. We're getting ready. We're going to do a nice Halloween animated movie, slightly different. We're going with the Monster House.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, there's a joke I just learned about today that my wife had to explain to me because I don't know the inner workings of lady parts. Just going to point that out there. We'll talk about that next.
Was it the so it's a girl house?
Yes. Did not understand that at all.